Hello everybody, back again with another video. In today's video, I kind of just want to go a little bit more in the detail about what is actually in like a trucker's road atlas. And so I did make a video about the road atlas, trucker road atlas before, but this time I actually want to show you all. I want to show you all what's actually in the road atlas. And so here you have the front, and I know there's kind of a glare there because of my light, but here's the front. As you can see, this is 2022. I know it's not 2022, but the difference between 2022 and 2023, it's very little. And so this is the one I have. I actually have another one in my truck, but this is the one that I have inside of my home here. So we have the 2022 road atlas. As you can see, it says updated maps highlight state and national designated routes. And this is actually very important when it comes to trucking, because when you're driving an 18-wheeler, like, you have to know like which routes you're able to drive on with a truck this big. Because if you end up driving down a route that's not made for trucks, you could kind of get into a jam to where you might have to call the police and have them block off the street so that you can back up a few miles and actually get out of that situation. Because in a truck you can't just make a U-turn like you can in a car. In a car you go somewhere, you accidentally make the wrong turn, and you end up lost or something like that. You can easily go in somewhere, make a U-turn, and get right on out of that situation. But in a truck you can't do that. And in trucking, it's very easy to get lost. I mean, you're going to unfamiliar places like all the time. Unless you do dedicated trucking, then you're going to the same places a lot, which does kind of make things easier. But if you're just doing like regular trucking, I mean, you're going to a lot of unknown locations. And so you have to know, like, state and national designated routes, updated restricted routes, low clearance, and way station locations. These are very important as well. Restricted routes, you don't want to go down areas that aren't made for trucks. Low clearance, very important as well. Most 18 wheelers are 13 feet 6 inches high, and so you have to know where these low clearance locations are. Remember, if you're in a car, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff, but in a truck you do. And if you hit a bridge in a truck, that goes against your license. That's considered an accident, hitting a bridge. And so it's very important that you trip plan using a road atlas. I mean, I know a lot of people use GPS, but it's still good to open up that road atlas and make sure you're not going under a low clearance route. Way stations, those are important too, to know where they are. Yeah, so updated way station locations, and these are basically locations where, how when you're driving on the highway, I know this how it is in the United States, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but you might see this little area with like a little basically it's an area that will say like way station or commercial vehicle inspection station. You'll see a sign like that, and it'll say like all trucks and buses must pull in when flashing. So that's basically a way station or a commercial motor vehicle inspection station. And so what they do is they'll have every truck go through, and they'll kind of randomly pick a truck or if they see something, they're gonna pick a truck out and they'll have them parked to the side, and they're gonna like do a roadside inspection on that truck, to make sure everything is up to required standards. And so, if you're out on open road, look for a sign that says weigh station or commercial motor vehicle inspection station, or it might just say CMV inspection station. Look for that. Those are, we have to go through these when those lights are flashing on that sign, or it might say check station. It's, they're basically areas where trucks get inspected. So when we open this book up here, this atlas, so we have an advertisement for a clear drive superior headphones and headsets for drivers, and I think this is made by Rand McNally. See, the thing about headsets and trucking, right? So you're allowed to have like a wireless, well, what do you call it? You're allowed to have like a headset in trucking as long as it's like it's hands free. And so if you want to talk on the phone, you can't hold the phone up to your ear, but you can wear like one of these headsets. And so I don't know if I would recommend this. I believe you have to have one ear. Okay, I see where it is. Because I was going to say, I don't think you can wear something like this when you're driving a commercial motor vehicle. You have to have at least one ear open so that you can hear, horns, sirens, or just, so that you can hear things. Maybe the truck is making a noise, or you have to be able to hear like what's going on outside of you. So you can't wear something like this, but I see where you can actually take this second part off and attach the I don't even know what this is called, the little thing that turns it into like a one one headphone headset, pretty much. I'm probably describing it wrong, but yeah. So it's an advertisement for this this headset here. And so on the other side, you have the table of contents, all very important things that truckers need to know. Hazmat, hazardous materials, tips and facts, tractor trailer inspection procedure, fuel tax, motor carrier programs, Mexican and Canadian regulations, road constructions and conditions, on the road resources. This is actually important. State access policies, longer combination vehicles, national weight and size provisions. This is all type of stuff that truckers need to know before they get on the road. And a lot of this stuff they'll teach you in trucking school. I don't know if trucking schools still teach trucking schools, they teach you how to pass the road test, but you have to go to a company that will train you, and they'll most likely have like a trainer or somebody teach you how to use a road atlas, because it's important. You have to know how to use a road atlas, because you don't want to rely solely on a GPS, because what if that GPS stops working, then what? So now let's flip the page here. So we have some hazardous materials, tips and facts. Now, you're driving up and down the interstate or the road, or you see these are all hazardous materials placards. It's all types of stuff that these trucks carry. And so it is important to understand, as a trucker or as a hazardous material trucker, the type of hazardous material you're carrying. There's all types of stuff. well, they're actually grouped into different categories. So you have your explosives, flammable liquids, dangerous, corrosive, poisonous, and toxic gases, flammable solids, radioactive materials, and miscellaneous. So, I mean, there's all you have to keep in mind. Trucks carry everything. Trucks carry everything, and so um, it is important that as a trucker, you know, or even as somebody just driving a car, just understand, especially if you're driving up beside like a truck or something, and you see a placard that says explosive or flammable. I mean, it's, you really want to just be careful when you're driving up beside these trucks, so yeah. The most common one you'll probably see is the flammable one, because these are usually on gasoline and diesel trucks, and those are usually everywhere. So, and then you probably will see like explosives and gases, but I think the most common one, at least that I see where I'm at, is flammable, and that's usually the gasoline. And so, by the way, you make good money if you're willing to drive a fuel truck. I don't know if I'd want to do it, but I'm just saying, make good money doing that. But it's dangerous. Make no mistake about it, it's dangerous. But I mean, it's just all types of stuff in here. I mean, got hazmat training, it's all type of stuff. Proper labeling, placarding. Let's turn the page here. This is a very important section right here. This is basically how you inspect a commercial motor vehicle. Pretty much, you have your front, basically just your tractor, and then I guess they have this set up as like what is this, like a doubles here? I don't know. And so you, it pretty much shows you the whole procedure. Actually, let me zoom in on some of this just so you can see some of the things that you have to inspect here. Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, so these are some of the components of a commercial vehicle that you have to make sure are in correct working order before you go to start driving a commercial vehicle. And look at all this. Now, keep in mind, when you go to take like a commercial motor vehicle test, you have to do a complete pre-trip inspection. Now, what they'll do is you'll learn how to do a complete pre-trip inspection where you're pretty much learning all this. You have to memorize this and point out the part on the test and basically say, let me zoom in on one. So for example, on a test, one of the things, and this goes for a lot of these components. Let's just say, for example, right fuel tank area, securely mounted, not damaged or leaking, fuel crossover line secure, tanks full of fuel, caps on and secure. On a test, you're saying this, but you're memorizing it. You don't have like a card that you can read off of, or a book you can reference like this. You have to memorize it, and that's just how it's done on the test, because they want you to understand like what you're looking at and kind of have it ingrained in your head, like, hey, this is what you need to be, and then and of course you have to point it out. Now, I mean, it's easy to find the fuel tank, but some of the other components you have to memorize, like your, your brake lines, your brake drums, your brake chambers, I mean, just all types of things that you have to memorize. Your what do you call it? Your alternator, your U-bolts, your leaf springs if you have a leaf spring trailer. Just all types of stuff that you have to point out. When you're doing a inspection on a commercial motor vehicle. Now keep in mind, I just read one little thing. You see how much other stuff is on here that you might have to memorize for like a commercial motor vehicle test. Now what they do is they'll have you pick a card. I think card A is like the tractor, card B is like the what is card B? I think it's like part of another part of the tractor or something like that. And I think card C is like the trailer, and card D is like the whole truck or something like that. And what you'll do is you can't see the cards, and you'll just randomly pick a card and it'll tell you whether it's card A, B, C, or D. And that's going to be the part of the truck that you inspect. At least this is from what I remember. It could be different now, but I mean, you have to know what you're, looking at when you're doing these, doing an inspection, so. And then you have more information over here. It's just all types of information. I mean, if you look at a car road atlas, it's going to have information, but this is very, very trucker specific. Fuel tax, motor carrier programs. I mean, this is all like, IFTA. Got to make sure to keep an updated IFTA sticker on your truck. I mean, you just got all type of stuff here. See, Mexican and Canadian regulations. I mean, this just kind of shows you, permits that you need, required documents. Let's see. Border security, customs and immigration. I mean, it's just all types of stuff because a lot of 18-wheelers go in and out of Mexico and Canada. So kind of have to know, like, some of the regulations when you're going into like a different country. Yeah, so we have just all types of information. So state access policies, longer combination vehicles. Let's see. National weight and size provisions, bridge formula table. I mean, just all types of stuff. I kind of just want to show you like just the vast amount of information that truckers need to know. This is all just websites. How do you contact state's operating authority? And let me jump to something. Hazardous materials reporting. These are the numbers that you call. These are a lot of phone numbers here. Just all types of stuff. Oh, you know what? This is a good section. So this section here is telling you of all your low clearance locations, your way stations, and then your restricted routes. So California, I mean, it's just gonna show, but let me show. I mean, it shows pretty much every state's low clearance locations, way stations / inspection stations, and then restricted routes. I'm gonna show you. Okay, that's Louisiana. Texas has a lot of them. I'll show you Texas. Gotta be careful when you going through Texas in a commercial motor vehicle. But you know, these as truckers, this is stuff that we have to worry about. Look at all these low clearance locations. And one thing you'll see is that it goes in numerical order. So here you have like Texas State Highway 6 in Alvin at the Texas 35, I think it stands for junction, height of 14 feet. Now, I mean, a truck can pass through there. Well, actually, let me zoom in on that so that I can show you. This is what I'm reading here. State Highway 6 in Alvin, Texas, at the State Highway 35 junction. You see the height is 14 feet. And I think most of these, if it's 14 feet and below, it's going to have it listed as low clearance. Because you still, you know, even though most trucks are 13 feet 6 inches high, you still have trucks that are higher than like 14 feet, so they still listed as a low clearance location. And this is all types of stuff. You see how it's noted in or written in numerical order. So you have Farmer Market Road 1, Texas State Highway 6, I-10, North Loop 12, that's in Dallas, I-20, I-30, well, you know, you got Texas 21, I-27. You see how, and then it's Interstate 35. You see how it's like, and then coming over here, I mean, it's pretty much all in numerical order. And then as you can see over here, you have your low clearances. And it's telling you where these low clearances are. And so that's very important for a trucker to be able to see, you know, when they're going somewhere. And this is part of the trip planning process. You have to know, okay, this interstate that I'm traveling on, is there any low clearance locations and where are they at? Because, you know, like I said, you don't want to hit a bridge or anything. That could, you know, be bad. You know, it hurts your license. You know, it's looked at as an accident, so it goes against your license if you hit a bridge. So it's extremely important, especially if you're going to these unfamiliar states and stuff like that. You have to know where the low clearance locations are, and so that's some of the things that are, you know, a trucker has to look at when, you know, it comes to like the road atlas. But I want to kind of give you a visual, you know, a trucker road atlas, some of the things that I look at. I might make like a follow-up video to this video, just showing you more about what's in a trucker road atlas and just some of the things that I personally look at when I use the road atlas. You know, so, you know, it is important, and so that's why I have to, you know, use a road atlas, especially if I'm going somewhere that I haven't been before. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Like I said, I'll probably end up making like maybe a follow-up video to this type video. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm actually supposed to go to work tonight. Actually, right now, I need to go, like, pick up my groceries. So I'm gonna have to cut this video short, but I hope that you and all enjoyed this video, and it gives you a little more insight into what truckers do when it comes to like trip planning, because trip planning in trucking is very important. And I hope you all are also, of course, relaxed by these videos as well, because it is ASMR after all, but I just want to give you all like a different perspective when it comes to trucking. And after all, it's a trucker road atlas. So there you have it. And yeah, that's about it. Have a great day.